Hi, this is Dr. Emily Park. I'm going to be giving you an update on COVID-19. As everyone already knows, obviously it is widespread, including here in Arizona. So I hope everyone's following their social distancing protocols and doing a really good job with hand washing for at least 20 seconds with soap and water and avoiding touching your face, especially in public. So I want to kind of talk about what things you can do to support your immune system. And I know I did a couple previous videos in the last 2 to 3 weeks on these items, but I think it's really important to highlight them and update you as well. So as far as lifestyle factors go that support the immune system, you cannot do better than making sure that you're getting enough good quality sleep. That is so important for your immune system. So make sure you're getting enough good quality sleep. And then on top of that, make sure that your stress is low. Obviously, this is an uncertain time and stress is high for a lot of people. But please make sure you're still doing your daily relaxation practice. So that's things like meditation, deep breathing, yoga, tai chi, qigong, whether it's journaling. There's a lot of ways to handle the daily relaxation practice. I think it's important now more than ever, and as a matter of fact, you may want to actually increase the frequency of that and make sure you're doing something twice a day for yourself. Then, of course, making sure you're getting good, healthy nutrition in is really important. Again, I know, with increased stress, there can be some stress eating, so sugars and carbs and overeating in general. But that is the opposite of what you want to be doing to support your immune system. You want to have an anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense food plan right now to really help your immune system work well. So what does that mean? That means real food, less processed and packaged foods. It means making sure your plate, half of it is veggies of some kind. And then you may have a small serving of either fruit or starchy veggies. Then you will have some healthy fats on your plate, like avocados or nuts and seeds, and using healthy oils to cook things like, avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil. And then, of course, some well-sourced protein. And it should be a small serving of that, as long as things are coming from, for example, if it's beef, organic grass-fed, if it's, fish, wild caught, chicken, organic free range, and so on. So that's kind of what a healthy plate should look like. Then, of course, make sure you're still getting in some exercise and movement. Obviously, all the gyms have been closed for a while now, but there are some really great resources out there for free at-home workouts. There are some things you can still do at home to work out. And then, of course, getting outside and getting some fresh air is really important. Being in nature and getting sunlight is also crucial. And, of course, the other foundation to health is reducing toxins. So that's making sure you're drinking good, clean, filtered water, making sure the air inside your house is really well filtered. That's more important now than ever because obviously we're all spending more time in our houses. So and then of course making sure your personal care products and household products are staying as clean as possible. So supplements. What is the update on supplements? So I'm going to do this in 2 categories. One is prevention. And when I say prevention, I mean decreasing your risk potentially of getting really sick with it, or decreasing your possibility of making it into the ICU or even into the hospital at all. Again, we do not know the effects of any supplement regimen on COVID-19 long-term yet. And I just really want to still impress that there is not one single regimen that's going to prevent you from getting it. And just because you're doing XYZ regimen, also don't assume, that you're going to be lucky and only get a mild version of the cold. I think it's really still important to take all the steps I talked about earlier with social distancing and proper hand washing. Just assume you're still at risk as much as everyone else. So that being said, what things can you do to support your immune system? And so basic regimens right now include vitamin C, and that I would do about 500 milligrams twice a day. This is all I'm talking about preventative. I would also make sure that you're not deficient in vitamin A, D, and zinc, and if you are, make sure you're supplementing with those. I would also add in some other immune supporting things like something called N-acetylcysteine, which is a precursor to glutathione, which is your body's main antioxidant and detoxifier. NAC also has some specific extra actions on the lung. It actually is a mucolytic, helps break up mucus and may provide some lung protection. I also would consider doing some curcumin. Curcumin is the active extract in turmeric that's anti-inflammatory and immune system modulating. There's some great data on curcumin, even specifically with COVID-19. So 500 milligrams twice a day there. And then I would also consider making sure you've got a good quality probiotic on board, at least somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 billion a day. We know that 80% of the immune system is located inside the gut, and so making sure that you've got a good healthy environment there is so important, along with healthy nutrition, of course. And then I would also make sure you've got some good omega-3s on board. And so if you're not eating 3 to 4 servings a week of cold water fatty fish, I would actually add in 1 to 2 grams per day of omega-3 fish oils, because we know they're immune system modulating and important for brain health also. And so I would make sure you're getting your omega-3s in. Icing on the cake for extra potential prevention, there's a great product called Sun Balance, and it has 3 things in it. It has PEA, luteolin, and quercetin in it, and you would take that 1 twice a day on that one. And then when you're going, what I've been doing personally when I'm going out in public, I will actually use the Biocidin throat spray, a couple sprays, because like I mentioned in previous videos, it does show that it improves your mucosal immune system. It increases your secretory IgA topically. So that's potentially helpful. And then I also do a spray of the Argentin 23 silver nasal spray in each nostril. And I'm doing that at least twice a day. I'm doing it once in the morning, and I'm doing it definitely before bed. And if I happen to go to the grocery store, which is only about once a week these days, or something like that, I'll make sure I have good extra protection and do it again. So that's kind of basic prevention. If you happen to get sick with something, and again, it might not even be COVID-19, it could be influenza or just a rhinovirus, any other virus, I would go up on doses of everything I just said. So vitamin C, you could take 1,000 milligrams every hour for the first 5 to 6 hours, and then make sure you're taking like 3,000 a day after that. I would increase your zinc intake, and you can do oral zinc 20 to 30 milligrams a day, but I also, the second you feel like you're getting sick, if you can get your hands on some zinc lozenges, I would do those, 1 every hour or 2, because zinc does, inhibit the viral replication. So I think that is an important one. You can also double your probiotic intake at that time. You can also increase your vitamin D and your vitamin A for short periods of time. You can add an extra 5,000 of vitamin D per day and an extra 10,000 of vitamin A per day, or even up to 25,000 of vitamin A, and that's IUs that I'm talking about. You could also add, besides your omega-3 fish oil, you could also add something specifically called SPMs. They are the thing in fish oil that is actually anti-inflammatory. It helps mop up inflammation that's already out and about. So I think that could be potentially helpful, especially in light of a cytokine storm. And then, of course, I would add in some other specific things for antiviral infection support, specifically making sure you're getting something like astragalus or andrographis in there. There's a great product by Zymogen called Viragraphis that actually has some andrographis and licorice root. Licorice root is also another thing that's been studied, to help with COVID-19. And I would also, besides your N-acetylcysteine that you're potentially already taking, I would actually even add in glutathione itself. And I like the Research Nutritionals glutathione. It's liposomal, and the company has actually really good studies on it showing that it does make it into your red blood cells, so it makes it into your cells. And I would do 1 teaspoon of that twice a day, so that's about 450 milligrams twice a day if you did get sick. And then once you start feeling better, you can kind of go back to your regular dosing on your supplements. And of course, if you have an integrative or functional medicine practitioner, please reach out the second if you do feel like you're not feeling well, so we can help guide you as to what to do for your own personal case. Just remember, I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor, so I cannot tell you exactly what to do for yourself, except to help guide you to find a good integrative or functional medicine practitioner. This is Dr. Emily Park.